Hello and welcome to today's special program on Mana TV for the STP students. Today's topic for this session is on synonyms, as you all know. But before I start the lesson, somehow I remember one of my students and some of my students from Tanuku. We had a valedictory session on a retirement function day, and then all the students wanted to speak in English. The first student said, "Sir is really great," and that was the only sentence he said in English. The next student also came and he said, "Sir is really great." The third student, he said, "Sir is really great." And you can imagine, we were just wondering, why are they using just this word really great? And the session went on like that. You can guess, because their fluency in English, their ability to use synonyms was very limited. They wanted to speak, but they were curtailed by their inability to find the right synonyms for the words which they wanted to express in English. Today, I hope with your preparation for examinations and your exposure to English, you are in a better position to know synonyms in English and use them fluently and frequently. Why do we use synonyms first of all? Have you seen any advertisements? Have you seen any places where we normally use them? We come across synonyms, I think, everywhere. Just now on my way, I saw a big advertisement and it read, "For functions, for celebrations, for special occasions and events." They are all synonyms, don't you see? They were talking about the same thing, but they were not using the same word. They were using so many words, and synonyms have an advantage. Let us see. Writing is much improved. Repetitious words are replaced with the spicy yet fragrant application of synonyms. This is the reason when we read a book, when we read an ad, when we describe some people, we are very comfortable using synonyms instead of repeating the same word. It eliminates needless repetition and monotony and strengthens the expression. So, you read any good poem, you read any good piece, whether it is from a newspaper or whether it is from a book, or read something, listen to something, everywhere people use synonyms to reduce monotony and repetition. It adds flavor, it adds fragrance, it makes the speech more interesting. This is the purpose for which we use. In this lesson today, we are going to read what synonyms are, some common examples of synonyms, and some models which you face in the examinations, and how you can prepare better for any of the competitive examinations, because as you well know, synonyms are a part of your examination process, be it for group 1, group 2, group 3, anything, anywhere. You will be using synonyms and you will be tested in your vocabulary for synonyms. So, synonyms, I know you already know that because you have been undergoing this special training program and your JKC classes. There are different words with identical or very similar meanings. So, words that are synonyms are said to be synonymous. You can see an example there. Rescue is the same as save, and tired is almost synonymous with sleepy, because once you are tired, you feel sleepy. So, synonyms are words which indicate similar meaning. And in a figurative sense means not literal. Literal and figurative, they are antonyms. The opposite of figurative is literal. In a figurative sense means in a poetic sense, in another sense which is not real or practical. In a figurative sense, two words are often said to be synonymous if they have the same connotation. Connotation means the idea which they convey. So, the meaning, connotation synonym is meaning. Here you have two examples. Gandhiji is synonymous with non-violence. So, whenever we think of Gandhiji, we think of non-violence. And the other example, I am sure you all will agree, motherhood is synonymous with love and care. So, these they go together. So, though they are not synonyms in the literal sense, they are synonyms or synonymous in their meaning in the figurative sense, and you can use it in a poetic way. And synonyms can be any part of speech as long as both members of the pair are the same part of speech. Here there are some examples. You can note them down if you want, but there are many synonyms, and what you should do in the examinations is, when you are given some synonyms, when you are asked to identify the synonym for the word, this will help you if you can know to which part of speech the word that has been given for you to test belongs. If you know that it is a noun, you should search for a word from the given options that is a noun. Similarly, a verb, a synonym would be a verb, and if it is a pronoun or a proper noun or anything, see the examples here, student and pupil, both are nouns, so they can be synonyms. Buy and purchase, they are verbs, both can be synonyms. Sick and ill, they are adjectives. Quickly and speedily, they are adverbs. On and upon, they are prepositions. So, what care you should take in the examinations is, identify the part of speech to which the word belongs and search for a word which belongs to the similar part of speech among the options given. This is one care which you should take. Normally in the classes, when you give answers, you do not follow this rule, but in an examination you should be careful about this. The next point, let us see. In English, many synonyms are there. Do you know the reason? English is a global language, and not only now, right from the beginning, English has absorbed many words from many languages. Even in the 13th century, when French people ruled over England, the natives used the Anglo-Saxon words or the native words, and the rulers, the officials, they used words which were brought from French. So, you have many words in English which mean the same, they are synonyms, but gradually they got different connotations or different shades of meaning, so that formal expressions are different and informal expressions are different. Here I have given you just 3 examples. Folk is the Anglo-Saxon or the common man's word, and the word below that, people, is the official word. Similarly, freedom, common man, liberty is the French official expression, bowman and archer. Like this you have many. Marriage and wedding, both mean the same, but one is more formal and one is more informal, or the common man's expression. Like this you have a number of words in English which are synonymous in their meaning, and it is up to us to know what are the words which are appropriate for formal expressions and informal expressions. And the next thing which you should remember while answering in your examinations is, when you are given a synonym to be identified and corrected in a sentence, see the context in which it is given, because in isolation a word can mean many things, but in a context its meaning is limited, and that is the meaning for which you should identify and select the correct answer. For example, see here, synonyms are defined with respect to certain senses of words, the meaning in a context. The word pupil and student, I told you, they are nouns and they are synonyms, but the word pupil has another meaning also, iris. So, see the context, see the meaning with which it has been used in a word, in a sentence given, then you can identify what could be the right synonym for your examination. So, do not go blindly. If there are given 2 words, both student and iris as options, you should see the meaning of the word before you choose it. And I have given you some more examples here. Light, it has many meanings. The illumination is one, the lightness in weight is the other. Box, the container is one, and boxing as a verb, boxing the ears, beating someone, that is the other meaning. And book, the source of education and knowledge is one, and booking a case, that is another. Produce, similarly you can identify many words which you use which have different senses or different meanings, and depending on the context you should understand and identify the word from the options given. This is the care which you should take in your examinations. So far I have been telling you that words have similar meaning and synonyms means words with similar meaning, but experts in language, they say really there are no synonyms at all, because synonyms should have exact meaning, but no two words have exactly the same meaning. Either the context or the social background, this level, the formal, informal, all these things make a lot of difference in the meaning. For example, in Telugu, Randi is one, Vicheyandi is another, but you know Randi and Vicheyandi could be synonyms, but Randi is very informal and casual, Vicheyandi is more formal. So, Kuchondi, Asinulukandi, both may mean the same, but isn't there a difference in the level, the social level or the formality? Similarly, in English also, experts or lexicographers, they feel that there are shades of difference in meaning and no two words exactly mean the same. This makes it more complicated for us, or we should be very careful the way we identify the meanings of the words when it comes to our examinations also. Different words that are similar in meaning usually differ for a reason. Here you see the example, feline is more formal than cat. In Telugu also you say pilli ante marjalam, kani marjalam ane word, how many people use it? It is very formal, nobody uses it. You use only the word pilli. Same is the case in English also. When you have a number of words, see the context in which you are using it. Be free to use the word which suits the occasion. Don't use words just because you know them. So, this is one point which we should remember when we speak. Our speech should be understood and the synonyms or the words which we use should be appropriate to the occasion. So, here you see a picture. What do you see there? Everything is blue according to me. And you go to a paint shop and ask the painter or the person who sells the paints there, I want some blue paint, and he would ask you, in which shade do you want? Because the same word blue covers so many shades of blue, like ink blue, sea blue, sky blue, Persian blue, but all are the same blue. Similarly, words in English which belong to one category or the synonyms of a word are like these shades of blue which you see here, from the lightest to the darkest. So, depending on the level at which you are talking and depending on the context, you should be in a position to choose the right